What's up, everybody? So before we get started with this video, I just kind of wanted to show you something here and maybe feel out some interest posts on this. So let me flip the camera around and we can check it out. So I designed this fuel hat for my car, basically. It holds 3 Walboro 525, the Hellcat style pumps. And I made this little pass-through deal for it. That's just a Deutsch connector seal or whatever that is. So then this piece here, this whole big piece, bolts to this ring, which this is very specific for my application. So this ring will weld to the tank since I don't have any more room. You can see those pumps feed into a fitting right there, which is in a block that goes into here. And that all comes out this dash 12 fitting in the top. So kind of my idea for my own little fuel hat deal there. All this is all O-ringed, so this and the pump block below is all O-ringed, and then you got the rods holding the bottom on, and then I just got one filter on it just because I needed to measure to make sure this to the very bottom of that filter is exactly 10 inches because that is the depth of my pump. So I was figuring I was just going to make this one. 3 pumps should be good enough for this. 3 525s should be good to around 1800, which is more than my little stock motor makes. But then Steven asked me if I would make him one that holds 4 pumps. So I was like, well, this might work pretty perfectly. I mean, this kind of being a prototype, I can make it once, see what I don't like about this design, and then make a 4-pump one that's better, and then potentially sell them to the public. So if you'd be interested in them, let me know. I haven't started production on them yet, or really anything. I just finished up this one here last week, and you know, just gonna feel it out and see how that goes. But kind of have some prices in mind, thinking maybe $700, no pumps. This will change. This will actually be mounted in the block below, so there's no way that I can leak or push out of here. This ring will be a bolt-in deal, not a weld-in deal, so then you can put it in any gas tank and you can put it anywhere you want. And then obviously, like I said, it would be a 4-pump deal, which should support over 2,000 wheel. So, and then I'd probably change it so it just has 1 rod instead of 3 holding it. 1 rod would be in the center with like a 5/16 bolt and a copper O-ring in there so it can't leak out any of your pressure. I think that would be the best way to do it. So let me know what you all think, if you think I should change anything, but this one turned out pretty good. I think I might look into selling them to the public. So yeah, I'm not sure where we'll list them, probably on the Indie Specialty website, or maybe we'll do something else a little different for car stuff since I seem to be making more of that. But let me know what you think. You know, this one's not perfect obviously because I had to change some things and it was in and out of the machine a couple times, but it did turn out pretty good. So I'll actually post a few videos of me making this. I have some, but we'll see. So I was actually going to make a whole separate video of me making this fuel hat, but I was just having too many GoPro issues, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to make it. So here's kind of the start of the video, and I show a few things of me just getting set up to make actually this outer ring here, and then maybe machining a couple holes on the top of that. But I'll just kind of show that. Like I said, the videos, they could be so much cooler if my GoPro was just working right, but I got a new one, and I have a 32 gigabyte SD card in it, and it says that I need 550 megabytes, which is way less than even 1 gigabyte. It says I need that much data to update it, and clearly I have plenty of room to update it, but it will not update. And my other one, I don't have any. The mount doesn't stick in the car very good, but I got it stuck in the car, and now I haven't really tried super hard to get it off, but it's on there good, so I kind of just want to leave it because it has fallen off or flown at me before while I've been driving, which is kind of lame. So didn't really want to mess with that, so I just kind of did some little, you know, iPhone shit through the window. But I'll post them up in the beginning, or right here after this, and then you guys can kind of check that out and see what you think. We're gonna make a billet fuel hat. I kind of need to because I don't really think any of the other ones would work super awesome with my setup, and I just want it to be simple and just function how it should. So I took a few videos of me machining this, but my GoPro was being weird, so I couldn't put it in the actual machine so you could see it. But I did complete just the hat part. This is gonna be like a 4-piece deal. And so this is the hat here.
Kind of see it got my logo, got the Indy Specialty logo on it, dash 12 fitting in the center, O-ringed on the back. I mean, it turned out pretty good. So I'll flip the camera around and show you a little more. So there's 6 bolts here that go through the top of this. The inside 3 are going to be for basically a bulkhead for all the pumps to feed into one block that will come out here. That will be O-ringed as well. The other 3 are just mounting rods to mount the block that'll hold the pumps. And I can kind of show you on the computer here. Open up this. So I'll put that away, get that, get that, get that, get that. So that'll be, I gotta push control. So that'll be kind of how it looks there. So your pumps will go right down here. You can see where my cursor is. The rods will bolt to these holes right there. And then it'll all bolt up. This, on my particular setup, this flange here is what is called mount base. Turn all this other stuff off. This gets welded to the tank, and then the hat will actually bolt into that, like so. So that's how that'll kind of work. And this is just step 1. So now we'll go over to the machine here, and I'll show you step 2. I got my billet piece of aluminum in here, got the hammer out, and we are going to make that flange that will weld to my tank currently. So I'm going to get this all set up, and we can start ripping it out. So first, we just got to touch off on this thing. I'm just going to go down, lower this guy here, and you'll see there's a 0 right in the middle of the gauge. So we'll go all the way to the 0, and the other 0 line up, which should be about right there. So now I am going to want to machine a little bit of this off the top, so we'll go just a little bit more. There we go into part setup, calculate Z. There you go, now the part setup for Z is 0. So then, since we're going to machine a bunch of this off, I got to pick up the outside, and then we'll be centered up on this block and ready to go. There you go, we're all centered up right in the middle of this round piece. And cycle start to run program. So let's do it. Here we are. Tapping holes now. All right, so we're back here with the car, and we are going to put the transmission in. So I got mine all wrapped up, gasket and pan and everything on. Super stoked to try these guys. These are the Low Dollar Motorsports dry brake. Since all we seem to do is take transmissions apart, we'll see how they work. I'm kind of excited. should be leak free, but we'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing up in the air and get this transmission back in, hopefully fire it today. And then I think we're gonna take it home in a couple weeks. So that is the plan. It's a little too wet out today. This driveway's gravel, so it'd be nasty driving out of here, but other than that, shouldn't be a big deal. So we're gonna put this in and go from there. Well guys, as you've seen there, fired her up for the first time this year. So not that there was really anything wrong with it besides taking the transmission out, but everything seemed pretty awesome until I put it into high gear, and it's low on line pressure in high gear and the back tires don't turn up on jack stands like it is. Everything turns nice in first, but I got nothing in high. Rev it up a little bit, still nothing. So there's something messed up in this transmission. So that means it has to come back out, which kind of sucks. I'm not really a transmission guy. I don't really know them that well, so it's not my favorite thing to work on, but I guess now is the time to try and figure it out. So I'll probably take it out here shortly, maybe this week or weekend or something, and go home and take it apart and see if we can figure out anything that's wrong with it. I mean, had it apart, me and Laverne, and everything looked pretty good, but maybe when we tore the clutch pack open for high, something went weird in there, or I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know that much about them, so just got to take it apart again and see exactly what's going on. But it's kind of bizarre. The wheels will turn super nice and easy in first, bumping into high, complete stop. Like no coast, no nothing. They just stop. So I don't know what is up with that, but something that I have to address, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping to bring this home maybe this weekend, but that will have to wait. And I'll have to take it back out, which kind of sucks. Not that it takes that long, but you know, it's a good bit of work. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. If you have any ideas or what's wrong or seen this before or anything like that, let me know. Line pressure is 250 in first gear, and today it showed like 180 or something, but it was like 120 the other day, and it's just got nothing, no turn in the back tires. I just tried it right now without the shifter lever hooked up, and it did not change anything at all. So I must have it adjusted right, because it was about the exact same scenario basically. So not really sure what to think. If you got any ideas, let me know. But that's gonna end off this video. Probably see another video of me taking the transmission back out, and then we can go through it together. Even though I don't know anything, it'll just be kind of interesting. So we'll see what we see, and I'll maybe learn something. So that's it for now. Take it out hopefully this weekend and give it a whirl at fixing it up. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you hopefully in the end of the weekend. So I know I said it'd probably be a separate video of me digging into the transmission, but I was kind of sick last week, so the ambition was just not there. So I'll probably combine this video with the fuel pump, which you probably already seen, because I'm pretty sure I'm glad, so I'm gonna do. But took the transmission out today. Didn't really film it because you guys have seen me do it 100 times. So yeah, but I did take most of it apart. It's still got all the planetaries and the low gear stuff in there, but everything for high gear I basically removed. So I'll kind of show you what I think is going on. You can hit me with your feedback if you think I'm correct, which I think I am, but you never know.
So let's flip the camera around. Here is the high gear drum. So you can see that bushing right in here is a little banged up, and you can actually feel all those marks in there, and you can feel a little bit of the witness marks from the sealing rings. If you put this rig on the pump, like so, this might be very difficult to see, but there is play here. There, you can kind of see that. This thing does wiggle around in there. And I assume it's probably not supposed to do that. And I would guess, I put these sealing rings on, which I've heard the steel ones are no good for drag racing. So that was probably a mistake. So maybe they're just not working or not sealing. And then the combination with that loose bushing. And as you can see, that surface right on the top there is also pretty beat up. Would be my guess of the issue. We just have a big hydraulic leak in the high gear circuit because everything else looks to be pretty good. I took servo apart and all the rings in this guy look pretty good. And this looks pretty good. One thing I'm probably gonna do, because I've heard that these stock ones are problem childs and they'll crack right around here. So I think I'm just gonna upgrade to the Sunax. I don't know, that's some high-tech thing they got. But if you guys remember way back when I first built the car and I did the pulse width bump box and it was never consistent and the car wouldn't bump. From what I've read online, a stock setup like so, I don't know if this is stock, but this is for sure. And some of these stock springs, if these are stock, they can be huge reasons for why you'd have inconsistent staging and stuff like that. And they also cause unknown band failures, which this one looks pretty good. It's got a little burning on it, but I'll probably send it anyway. So I think I'm just gonna change out that. And if this thing breaks, that would be a catastrophic failure and potentially wreck the car. So for 300 bucks, we might as well just buy a new one of them. Then all this stuff is new and it pretty much puts all good parts in here. If you've ever been wondering what's in this transmission, I never really knew, but I found out. I've been talking with transmission builder Grady Farr from Far Out Transmissions. He recommended that I purchase just the seal kit from, I think it's Midwest Transmission Supply, and I seen on their website this exact input shaft. This is a AOD 35 spline 1/8" input shaft, so it is a big shaft, but it still uses the stock stator support. So that is nice to know. Exactly, I knew it had the big shaft in it, I just didn't know which one or which kit. So that is what that is. And then it has a 10 clutch drum. I'm not sure whose, but obviously not stock. It's some pretty nice stuff, it seems like. So I'm gonna stick with all that stuff. I mean, the clutches looked like they were in pretty dang good shape, so I'm not really too concerned about any of this stuff. I mean, everything looks pretty decent. I believe it just has a modified valve body on it. But that's really all I know about this unit. So let me know what you think, and I'm gonna get some parts on order. Well, fellas, that officially will end off this video. I know I already said it probably a couple times, but stuff happens. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to get some parts. I have stuff coming for the seal kits, and I'm probably going to bring this pump and that drum into the local transmission shop and see if he's got a bushing for it and how he would go about repairing it if I just gotta polish some stuff up or whatever. So we're gonna go and do that and then get that servo thing ordered, and we should be all good to put it back together. I might see if they have a transmission dyno or if somewhere local does, so I can just make sure everything's good before I go ahead and put it back in the car, because it's not like that big of a deal, but it's a hell of a lot easier to do it on a stand than it is putting it in the car. So that's gonna end this video off, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and I should be back hopefully in a week with another video.